and I'm super excited to break it down. But before I do, I just wanted to give you guys a little side note. It's very rare, especially as a bettor, that you get to have moments where you get to witness greatness and be able to sit back and just relax. There's no sweating it. There's no breaking down the inside foot battle. There's none of the bullshit, man. Sit back, relax, and watch greatness do his thing. Okay? That greatness is Ilya Tapiria. That greatness is personified in one man that's going to make us a ton of money this weekend. And I'm fucking ecstatic for it.
Good uppercut from Oliveira.
But there's a difference already in how Charles is absorbing these shots. Well, he's already busted up. Oh! Out cold.
A man of his word.
Oh my goodness.
And now
he called
the new
it.
UFC lightweight champion, Ilya
He called it. He said he was going to knock him out in the first round, and he did it.
Yeah, I put $500 on Marvin Vettori plus 5.5. I thought that was just something. I thought I was a genius. I thought I discovered some line that nobody else. Oh gosh, it was embarrassing, man. Okay, so we started out June. We smacked on that Ilya fight. You know, we smacked on that 317 card. We smacked on the UFC Nashville card. We slipped up. We face planted. The safety parlay hit. I should have just left it at that. I knew I didn't want to bet on this card. And I said, well, wait a second. I got a safety parlay here. That's great. And I did it. And I don't know what got into me. I'll tell you what did it. It was the margaritas. And we did it. I'm embarrassed. It's hard to even show my face on here right now after feeling that embarrassment. But we can't get the money back. We just have to come back around this week. We can get the money back, but not from that card. That money's gone. We just have to make more money. So that's exactly what we're here to do. We've researched the fuck out of this thing, and I've been known for loving these Abu Dhabi cards, and I think I got a pretty good read. I didn't really research the last card. That's gonna be the excuse, huh? But I did do my due diligence on this one. So without further ado, let's jump the fuck into it and let's get rocking and rolling this time around. So first up, we've got Martin Buday, the professional CS:GO slob, versus Marcus Buchecha. He doesn't have a picture, but this is a Brazilian phenom grappler. He's aggressive and he is athletic. He is a little bit older. He's 35, but he does have athleticism. And watching Martin Buday got kind of getting bullied by a guy who's almost half his size in his last fight. Yeah, I'm zinning out. Sorry. But I'm going to go with Marcus Buchecha. He should get a submission here. He should easily be able to take down Martin Buday. He's got some nice slick takedowns, some great grappling, and good submissions. And I think he's just going to be the much tougher guy in there. I think he's got more heart. He's got more tenacity. He's more athletic. You name the attribute, he's got it. He's better than him. So Martin Buday should just get fucking slimed out, subbed, and around. So next up, this one's a good one here. It's really not. Muhammad Yahya. So let me just go on a rant about this. So he fought against Quay Fernandez in his last fight here in Abu Dhabi, UAE. And he comes from a UAE promotion. He's one of the first UAE guys. And that's United Arab Emirates, whatever the fuck. And these guys can't produce fighters. He's the first one for a reason, because that whole region just doesn't. They can't fight. They suck at fighting, and that's the same case here with Muhammad Yahya. It doesn't look like he has any athleticism in him. Doesn't have any heart. I mean, I guess going out there and getting your ass beat in front of your home crowd, I think it's going to be the same. I remember UFC Nashville, Kennedy Nunchukwu fucking 2023 comes out there, gets knocked out in round one. I said, yeah, 2025, he's going to come out there and get subbed in round one. I think in 2027, he's going to come out there and get decisioned in round one somehow. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this situation. It's going to be Muhammad Yahya going out there and get humiliated again in front of his hometown crowd. Stephen Nugent's got some heart. He's got some hands. He's just a junkyard dog a little bit more than Muhammad Yahya is. I feel like he's a little bit more skilled. Gonna have a height advantage. That's nice, but I just think he's gonna be better off. I don't think Muhammad Yahya is UFC level whatsoever. If you're losing 4 times in that UAE promotion, bro, you're gonna have a rough time in the UFC. So we're going with Steven Nugent. I feel really good about these first 2 picks. Okay. All right, we're back. Sorry. Ibo Aslan versus Billy Alicana. For this one, I'm really thinking it's going to be Billy Alicana by decision. I don't know why I'm leaning towards it. I know we both saw both these guys. I know we saw these guys gas out in their last fights, against the Hulk, Ibo Aslan, and then against Bogdan Guskov for Billy Alicana. And that was a super weird performance. But I think Billy Alicana is actually pretty good. I think that was really weird. I've watched the rest of his tape on his career. He's never done anything like that in his life. I think he went out there and kind of said, fuck it, I'm not in shape. He's coming off the couch, whatever. He's on short notice. And he said, I'm going to go out there, try to take this guy down, get his back, sub him. If I can't get it, whatever, I lose the fight. And that's kind of what it looked like. It looked like he didn't want to quit. It looked like he had some heart, but his body just wasn't letting him go any further. Really weird. Definitely a red flag. It's kind of hard to pick him here against Ibo Aslan whenever that was the case. But I think he's going to be safe on the feet, and I think he's going to be more technical. And I think once they get out of round 1, I hope it's a pretty simple game plan to beat this Ibo Aslan guy. Listen, whatever, sack the first round, win the next 2. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Just stay safe. And I think Billy Alicana can do that. I think his style kind of fits perfectly to beat a guy like Ibo Aslan. So I'm going to pick Billy Alicana. Don't feel as good about it as the last 2 fights. I feel like the last 2, are definitely feel like kind of locks. And this one, I don't know, man. But I do think Billy Alicana can win this one if it gets out of round 1. So I'm picking him by decision. All right, yeah. Next up, we've got 2 gorgeous Brazilian girls, Amanda Ribas and Tabitha Ricci. Kind of hard to pick either one of these girls. I just feel like Tabitha Ricci's kind of built her career off getting stolen decision victories, and I don't think that's going to be the case this weekend. I don't. I really don't. I think Amanda Ribas will probably go out there, outstrike her, and I don't know, man. What do you want from me? It's a woman's fight. I don't really like breaking these ones down, but I'm going to be picking Amanda Ribas. But gosh damn, Tabitha Ricci's bad, man. Baby Shark. All right. Davey Grant versus Damon Blackshear. Now, we've got a fucking sneaky little banger on our hands because, Davey Danger Grant's getting in there. I've looked for every excuse under the sun to pick Davey Grant here, and I don't know if I could find it, man. Just because the fact that he throws, my biggest red flag, I was going to pick him, but the fact that he throws these spinning kicks and gets a little reckless at times, so I could definitely see, here's how I see the fight playing out. I see Davey Grant going in there, looking good, feeling good on the feet, landing shots. Damon thinks he's some type of boxer because of his last fight. He thinks he can strike, and he's going in, he's getting pieced up by Davey Grant. Davey Grant's starting to feel himself, throw some stupid shit. Damon takes the back, and we get a sub. That's kind of how I see it. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. Over 15 minutes, Davey Grant will throw some stupid shit and give his back up to Damon, and I think Damon's just too good on the ground, too good with his submissions. I really don't think he's that good, but I think his submissions are pretty solid. I think he's legit in that regard. So I have to pick Damon Blackshear by sub here. I think that's the only route I can go. I don't think this fight goes the distance. I don't think Davey Grant ever gets a finish here, but I think it's just Damon Blackshear by submission is the only route to take. It's unfortunate. I love Davey Grant. So anyways, we're picking Damon by a submission, probably round 2. All right, next up. Wow, Muslim Salikov looks older than the last time I seen him. Carlos Leal versus Muslim Salikov. Now, if you don't know, I did pick Carlos Leal in every one of his last fights, including the Renat Fakhretdinov fight, which he did win and got robbered out here in where the UAE or whatever the fuck we are. I think it was that, or it was Abu Dhabi. I don't know if that's the same place or whatnot, but I'm pretty sure it was out in Abu Dhabi that he got robbed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he goes out there and just beats up Muslim Salikov. Listen, he looked good against Song Kanon. Listen, man, this ain't Song Kanon. This is Carlos Leal. This guy's come forward. He'll beat the fuck out of him. He's got some nice shots, good power in his hands. He's a tough motherfucker too. He's got heart, and I think he's gonna come out here and have another great performance and really put his name on the map. If you're beating Renat Fakhretdinov on your debut short notice, man, that's impressive shit. So I'm going to pick Carlos Leal to get this one done by finish. I think he's going to get a knockout over Muslim Salikov, probably in late round 2, I think. I think Muslim's pretty good on the feet, though, so I don't think it'll be that quick. But I think Carlos Leal will find the spot, knock him down, get a ground and pound finish. That's going to be the pick. Carlos Leal by finish, TKO. Okay, next up, this one's actually a pretty tough one to call. I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking on this one, but I'm definitely leaning towards the side of Bryce Mitchell based on the fact that he's dropping down a weight class. I like the physicality. There's just two major red flags, right? He's dropping down a weight class. We've already seen this guy get chinned. You know, he's been kind of losing, but he's losing to the best. Gene Silva, future champ. Ilya Tapuria, best fighter to ever live. Then you go and you scroll down a little bit more and you see, what's his name? Fucking, not Garrett Armfield. You go scroll on his Tapology, you'll fucking see it. But, you know, that's kind of a shitter performance back in like 2019, I think it was. But that's a long time ago. And then another big red flag is the ninja chokes. Whoa, the ninja chokes. Yes, Saeed Nurmagomedov. He goes for those ninja chokes every single chance he gets, and we just saw Bryce go out cold with a ninja choke. So I'm kind of leaning towards the fact, man, Saeed gasses out. Bryce only loses to the best. I don't think Saeed's one of the best. It's hard, but I think Saeed's going to be outclassing this guy on the feet. I think he's going to, Bryce is going to have nothing for him. He's going to see that, dropping down a weight class, you're going to be fighting guys that are a lot more skilled. But I just think he's going to get out physicality in this fight. I am worried about the ninja chokes. I will probably be staying away from this fight just because, we just saw Bryce lose that way. We don't know what his chin's going to look like. We don't know what his gas tank's going to look like. We already kind of know what Saeed's gas tank looks like. He always has problems with it. He always ends up kind of gassing out. So it's hard for me to pick him. He should dominate him on the feet. I could see a stolen decision for Saeed. So we're in UAE. Yeah, I'm picking Saeed. I'm picking Saeed by close split decision, 29-28. I think they might even just give it to him unanimously, and everybody's like, what, Robert? Yeah, I could see that. So I'm picking Saeed. It is a tough fight, though. I'm not loving having any money on this fight personally, so I'm picking Saeed. By robbery decision, remember. Okay, next up, we've got Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. And I'm going to go and be real with you. I'll pop up that little knockout of Nikita Krylov last fight. I just think this guy I don't think he's got it anymore, man. I really don't. And I think Bogdan with the elusive head movement, hands down type of style, finding the off angle for a shot, catching Nikita Krylov. His chin didn't look good. I hate when people take time off because I'll tell you what, when you don't use it, you lose it. And that's for your body. That's for everything. So I think Nikita Krylov's kind of lost a little bit, man. I don't think he's the same guy that we used to see. And I think Bogdan actually is pretty decent, man. I think he's got good hands and he's down to bang. He's ready to bang. So I think he's going to put Nikita Krylov out late round 1, early round 2. I kind of see it that way. Nikita just looks a little too televised in all of his shots, and I'm just not too impressed with him recently. If he gets the grappling going, I could see that being something that could work out for him, but I think it's going to be Bogdan Guskov's night. I think he's going to get it done. I think Nikita Krylov's washed over the hill, and let's get him out of here. I think Bogdan gets the big knockout, so I'm going to pick Bogdan Guskov. Okay, so this, when I originally started watching tape, I was like, gosh, man, this is kind of a tough fight to pick. But when you dive a little bit deeper and you're like, wow, Asu just got fraud checked by a striker who, explosive, quick twitch striker like Manel Cap. He just got fraud checked by him, right? That's what people are thinking. But I want you to hear me out here. Listen, Jose Ochoa is not the same caliber as Manel Cap. This is a young guy early in his career, sloppy, reckless, and his takedown defense isn't amazing. Look, Cody Durden fucking blows, and that was who Jose Ochoa just got put on the map by. He just beat the fuck out of Cody Durden and looked pretty decent doing it. I'm not going to lie. He looked good. His hands look good, but he looks sloppy, man. He wings a lot of punches. He throws a lot of kicks, which, just giving your leg up to a wrestler like Asu, I think this is a major step down in competition for Asu Almabayev, and I am going to be taking him to win. I think Jose Ochoa is going to do what he did in the last fight, and listen, if Cody Durden doesn't go out there and try to ego fight it, and every time he eats a punch, he tries to give one back, listen, Asu's not doing that shit, okay? This guy's fast, he's explosive as shit. I think he's going to give Jose Ochoa some major problems. I'm taking Asu Almabayev to get a sub late round 2, late round 3, something like that, where Jose Ochoa is kind of gassed out. He's kind of jackrabbited, and Asu just takes the bag, something like that, gets a sub. I think Jose Ochoa is going to gas out in this one. I know his gas tank hasn't looked terrible, but when you're constantly having to wrestle, defend takedowns, I think Asu's going to learn a lot from that Manel Cap loss. And like I said, this is not Manel Cap. This guy's not even on the same, plane zip code. Fucking, he's not even on the same planet as Manel Cap. So while he is good, I think he does have a career ahead of him. Asu is going to get this one done. I feel really good about this one. I will be having some chalk on it because I think this is a spot where you get him at pick'em's odds. I mean, I'm all over Asu here. Next up, we have Shar Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Now, listen, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I did not do a lot of fight research for this one. I know both these fighters pretty well. I didn't watch anything back. This is just from memory alone. I think Shar is just going to be able to have his way with him on the feet. I think he's good enough to kind of stop any crazy pressure. Now, it is a little bit concerning. I have seen Shara. I was concerned after that the Onkoli Trokulic, or, the troglodyte guy, whatever the fuck his name is. After watching that fight, I was concerned. But watching him fight MVP, I see that he's got a little bit of a chin. And, watching him also fight Andre Petroski, that was a good sign. So I do trust in Shara. I think he can get a point fight decision win here against Marc-Andre Barriault. He had obviously a big performance against Bruno Silva last time out. I don't think that really speaks much volume. Bruno Silva's washing over the hill. So I think Shara is going to go out there and kind of do his thing against Marc-Andre Barriault, score another, 30-27 decision. And I think it's just going to kind of look like that. Point fight in that range. Shara just piecing him up with the kicks. That's kind of how I think it goes. So I'm going to pick that. Okay, next up, Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee. Now, I also was looking for every reason under the sun to pick Marcus McGee because I think he's got a serious chance. Man, listen, everybody just fucking jumping on the Petr Yan meat glaze. Lucas Tracy, top 20 all-time, top 15 all-time, Petr Yan. I don't think I'm not. Listen, all I'm saying in this fight, I think he does win. I think the trips are going to be there, that outside reap that he does, that standing outside reap where he clubs at that right hand and kind of just throws you down. I think that'll be there. Marcus McGee, if you watch, he stands his feet are just super close together all the time, which is fine. But I think Petr Yan's going to have a lot of openings. I don't think he's going to be biting on the feints as much after round one, which Marcus McGee does turn up a little bit after round one. I see this being a really close fight, really close decision, and I think if it is going to be a close decision, they're going to give it to Petr Yan just off of the visuals of him, putting Marcus McGee on his back. And I think when bigger shots are landed, it is going to be by Petr Yan. I love Marcus McGee's jab. I think his hooks are a little lackluster. There's some work that needs to be done there. But I just think it's going to be a story of, Marcus McGee landing a lot of jabs, a lot of leg kicks. But whenever they do start exchanging, Petr Yan's going to be landing more significantly and harder. So I am going to be picking Petr Yan, but I think it's going to be a really close fight where Marcus McGee is going to have the higher amount of significant strikes, but Petr Yan just kind of does a little bit more when he does land. So I'm going to take Petr Yan. Close fight, though. I would not be surprised at all if Marcus McGee got out there and won a close fight. Would not be shocked at all. I think minus 400 for Petr Yan's crazy. I would put him more at a minus 200, minus 180. That's kind of where I'd set Petr Yan in this one, but minus 400 is crazy. I don't think there's any value there. I think the value's gone. But anyways, going up to the main event of the evening. This fucking goofball Rainier de Ridder versus Robert Whittaker. This one's a sneaky good fight, but here's how I think this one goes. So we've already seen, a big thing for me was that Dricus du Plessis fight. Watching Robert Whittaker just kind of get middle schooled head throwed by Dricus du Plessis. Here's the thing about Robert Whittaker. I think he's got great hips. I think he's got a great sprawl, but I don't know how good he is up top. There's two different types of wrestling, right? And judo and stuff like that. Greco, there's the upper body takedowns, trips, reaps, anything like that. And then there's kind of just shooting a double leg or a single leg, which I think Robert Whittaker excels in defending. I think Rainer's going to be able to get to his spots. I think he's going to be good enough to survive. I think he's smart enough. I think he's experienced enough to be able to hang in there, and kind of get past that early Robert Whittaker blitz. Man, I fucking love Whittaker. I really hope he does get it done, but I just can't pick him here, man. I think Rainier is going to look fucking huge in there against Robert Whittaker, and I think that size advantage and the physicality is just going to be too much. I don't really rate Rainier's striking that much, but I think he's going to make the fight dirty, similar to how he did against Bo. I think if he wants to hold Whittaker up against the fence, he'll be able to do that. And I don't think he'll be able to land as many knees and as much damage as he did against Bo Nickel. But I think he can hold him against the fence, win minutes, and kind of just gas out Robert Whittaker, eventually getting takedown, getting to the back, getting some type of submission. That's kind of how I see it going. I love Bobby Knuckles, man. This is probably my top 3 fighters all time. One of my favorite styles ever. I just don't think this is a good matchup for him, and I think it's another poor matchup. So I think the blitzes are going to be there. I think he's going to be landing. I think he's going to do good, look good for a while until he's not. And I think when he gets taken down, I think that's when it's going to be the start of the end, the snowball that, kind of builds into him getting subbed. So that's kind of how I feel about this card. Let me know what you guys think. Hey, go ahead, drop a comment. I'll respond. I'll debate you on whatever you want to go with. So, regardless, I think, let's turn around. Let's have a good week here. Let's pop off. Let's at least nail, I say at most I want to miss one of these fights tops. If I'm going to miss a fight, it's going to be one fight total. That's kind of how we're feeling this week. I think I've done the research. I feel good about it all. So let's just ride it out, man. I'll be dropping a video later this week. I'll also drop a little parlay at the end of it, give you guys a little something, make up for last week, even though I didn't fucking tell you guys bet on anything, thank God. I'll give you guys a little parlay or something to check out. So anyways, without further ado, I'm out of here. You guys take care. Have a good rest of your week. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the cool shit, man. Take care. Have a good one.